Howdy everyone, I'm KC LaCourse and I'm coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I am the host of this video showcase called Hearts of the West. It's Western poetry, cowboy poetry, storytelling, and songs and music of the West and country. And I also bring in my friends from Australia, and they're a great addition. And I always love to say, as I do travel the world, I always love to see how the Western lifestyle is really embraced by everybody. The feeling of freedom and that emotion that it brings, the spirit of the West, is there in everybody. And I just love keeping this legacy alive. Now, I've written some new poetry, so I'm going to start off with one of my new poems. And this is called The Lone Drifter. A lone drifter, a cowboy, who feels he's rode his last race, rides into town with a weathered, sad face. No destination in mind, no place to call home, just the open range and a heart alone. The leather of his saddle is worn, his boots are too. The life he's led now seems sad, but true. He rides and wanders through sun and sometimes rain, with a future uncertain, like the drifting plain. He's a man who lives with loss, with no roots or love. He's just an old trail boss. No memories to hold close, with no ties that bind. Lost loves is what remains. All this weighs on his mind. No one to hold close, no one to call his own. Just the wind in his hair and the sun on his bones. He'll ride into town with a cowboy's pride and a story to tell of a life lived outside. His adventures and dreams of trials and strife, when tallied up, add up to a wasted life. So he'll continue on through the days and the nights, while tears sting his eyes. He looks for a guiding light. He prays, and his sighs are in rhythm of his horse's stride, looking for peace as he continues to ride. All right, folks, thank you. Let's get on to the showcase. You're going to love it. There's something there for everybody, and I'll see you back here in 2 weeks. Y'all stay safe out there.
You tell me what you think. This poem really happened. It's a true story. I wanted to write a poem about how tough and fearless and brave cowboys are. This poem will prove it to you. This one's called The Butterfly. I'd spent the day a horseback in our annual fall gather, and we had covered a bunch of country, and my old horse was in a lather, so when we got back down to the cow camp, I unsaddled him and let him have a pretty good roll. And when he was cooled off, I led him over to the trough, and he drank till he was full. And, well, since supper wasn't ready yet, I thought I'd take a little ride on my trusty green four-wheeler, see if I might spot a wayward hide, 'cause we were still out a few cows and calves, and I figured since I had some daylight, I'd just ride on up the canyon above camp and see if I might spot one of those lost wandering sisters, or even a mule deer buck. So I grabbed a pair of old binoculars from behind the seat of my truck. I putted on up the canyon at a slow and leisurely pace, just kind of ducking under oaks and cedar limbs like to knock me in the face. And right up there in Joe's Canyon, where the ledges in the narrows they kind of squeeze, well, I spotted a couple of mule deer, and they were slipping up through the mahoganies. I was hoping they had antlers, and they worked on up that draw, and so I waited and got my binos ready to see what I could saw. But the second I turned that old four-wheeler off, I dang near lost my mind, because a stinking evil rattlesnake was just 3 feet from my behind. He was coiled and mean and on the fight, and I felt my blood run cold. You see, I've hated snakes since I was a kid, and I'm still going to hate 'em when I get old. My right hand dropped to where my .22 pistol should be hanging from my hip, but I'd taking it off back down there to camp, 'cause I'm kind of a total dipshit. This old snake was thicker than my wrist, and his colors were black and mostly yellow, and his mood was something I would not describe as happy, sweet, or mellow. I couldn't find a club or a stick so I could bash his fanged head in, and I couldn't find a rock big enough I could hurl with force at him. Well, by this time, he went down through a little wash, and he was heading up into some oaks, and I was thinking how I could kill him dead, but I was pert near out of hope. So we got this snake I'm scared of bad, and he's yellow and a little bit black, and I'm standing there without a pistol like a stupid city boy hack, staring at my nemesis, willing him to be dead, when a yeller and black butterfly come a-flapping past my head. He gently extended his landing gear, and he banked his wings to land, and then he touched down on my left shirt pocket like a single grain of sand. Well, my eyes saw this pretty butterfly with black and yellow hues, and my brain processed this little event like a sane person would do. But my body didn't listen. It went straight into alarm, and I felt a wave of terror shoot out of my heart and go down my arm. Black and yellow, like the snake, exactly like the snake. Well, I had a mild seizure, and my legs began to shake, and what happened next, I'm not quite sure, but I pretty much kicked my own ass. I beat the hell out of that poor little butterfly and left pieces of his carcass scattered there in the grass. Apparently I screamed some too, 'cause when I got back down to the cow camp, my friends and family laughed so hard their faces still were damp. I almost broke my collarbone. My whole left side was sore, and a little butterfly got pulverized, and well, now he ain't no more. The damn evil snake, oh, he left. Yeah, and he took with him my pride. But I guarantee I pack a pistol next time I go for a ride. You know, the folks up there in heaven, they won't never let me in, 'cause that cute, sweet little butterfly got up there first and told what I had done to him. I truly didn't mean it. He was innocent for sure. But I got a bad phobia of rattlesnakes, and for me there is no cure. I suppose I'm going to end up down in hell, and it'll be clear full of butterflies, and they're going to have fangs and tails like rattlesnakes, and a little bit of vengeance in their eyes.
I think I've heard that one.
Haven't you?
Holy shit.
And a horse goes down, a man tumbles to his feet, comes up firing at shadows in the trees, feels a bullet's breath pass along his cheek, and he fans the flame. You can ride the trails to fame and glory, where every man's life reads like a story. Some men chose to ride the trails alone, ride the trails alone. You see an empty sky and the wind is howling like an old hungry wolf. Saddle your buckskin pony, strap on Spanish spurs. He's as good with a horse as he is with a gun, so he fans the flame. You can ride the trails to infamous glory. One quick shot and it's one more story. Some men chose to ride the trails alone, ride the trails alone. Guns of the open range, slinging lead to back your play. Guns of the open range. Hear the roar of the repeater when you squeeze the trigger. You ride hell-bent for leather like the devil's in your saddle, backing up your plate. You ride with men who won't live to see another day. So you draw your weapons and earn your pay, and you fan the flame. You can ride the trails to fame and glory till some young gun puts an end to your story. Some men chose to ride the trails alone. Ride the trails alone. Guns of the open range, slinging lead to back your play. Guns of the open range, hear the roar of the